I think you all know by now that I love motorcycles. I love all kinds of motorcycles. So when I was asked if I wanted to attend an event in Las Vegas to check out the new lineup of 2025 Indian motorcycles, oh hell yeah.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
Well, I am on my Indian Pursuit, which I will be riding today here in Las Vegas, and it is an absolutely beautiful day.
Our group was made up of traditional moto journalists, YouTubers, and Instagram influencers, and of course our hosts from Indian Motorcycles and their PR company. After arriving at the Westin Resort and Spa at Lake Las Vegas, we met up at a casual outdoor cocktail party where we got our first look at the new 2025 Indian models, including those featuring the new PowerPlus 112 cubic inch motor. We got an up-close look at the new safety tech on these bikes, which includes blind spot monitoring, tailgate warning, and rear collision warning. All made possible by this little radar box mounted just above the license plate.
Okay, and this is where you can start to play around, turn things on and off. So if you don't want bike hold control, you can just turn it off. If you want to play around with your blind spot warnings, this is where you have full customization to do warnings off.
The following morning after breakfast, it was time to ride.
It's about 48, 49 degrees right now. It's supposed to get a little warmer. I think it's going to get up in the 60s. I've got my jacket liner on. I don't know, I may have to start peeling stuff off here before too long. I'm just adjusting my mirrors. This is the 2025 Indian Pursuit, and I got to tell you, it is a beautiful bike. The paint on this gas tank is really beautiful. Beautiful chrome handlebars, nice infotainment system.
I was number 14 in a group of 15 riders as we departed the hotel parking lot for our first destination, Lake Mead Park, where we had the chance to see how these bikes handled on long stretches of highway with long sweeping turns. Before too long, it was time for us to enter the Valley of Fire State Park, where riding and scenery was about to go to the next level.
This is epic. Epic scenery. And a good road. Hey everybody, well, we've stopped for lunch here at Valley of the Fire State Park in Nevada. You can see all the bikes behind me, and it's a beautiful day. Couldn't ask for a better day. Right now it's about 63 degrees. Skies are partly cloudy, but it's pretty clear, and the colors in this place are amazing. It reminds me a lot of Moab, Utah. Just a beautiful place. And we stopped for lunch, little taco truck over here, and then we're getting ready to saddle up and do some more riding.
Keeping up with this group of experienced and spirited riders was no challenge for the PowerPlus 112. No matter what gear you're in or what RPM, when you twist the throttle, power comes on strong and the bike pulls effortlessly throughout the rev range. It is exhilarating. You may recall that a few years ago I reviewed the 2022 Indian Pursuit, which had the 108 cubic inch PowerPlus, which was rated at 122 horsepower. And even though the new PowerPlus 112 is only 4 cubic inches larger and only claims about an additional 4 horsepower and an additional 5 foot-pounds of torque, I can testify that those numbers just don't tell the whole story. This new engine is a noticeable improvement over the 108. No matter what gear you happen to be in, when you twist that throttle, the engine jumps to life, giving you the power you need in a hurry. When it comes to comfort, the 2025 Pursuit has the most comfortable stock seat of any motorcycle I've ever reviewed. Vertically challenged riders will appreciate the 26.5-inch seat height and relatively narrow seat, allowing your boots to rest flat on the pavement when you come to a stop. All of the hand controls are exactly where you expect them to be, although they're not backlit, which can make them a little difficult to find when riding after dark. The electric windscreen is a plus for tall riders, even though I would probably opt for an even taller windscreen. The handling on this motorcycle literally defies the size of it. It dives into the corners. The bike handles much better on twisty roads than you would ever expect, even at speeds that far exceed the legal limit. the Pursuit never made me feel like it could not handle the next curve in the road. The 43mm front forks with 5.1 inches of travel give a plush but planted ride no matter what you throw at them. The single rear shock with preload adjustment offers 4.5 inches of travel and absorbs even the most violent road conditions, protecting your rear end and your lower back from uncomfortable jarring. The Pursuit 112 comes stock with Smart Lean technology from a 6-axis Bosch IMU, offering lean-sensitive traction control and ABS. It also comes with blind spot warning lights, rear-end collision warning, and tailgate warning. The 7-inch display has a very elegant turn-by-turn GPS navigation system, customizable screens, Bluetooth connectivity, AM/FM radio, Apple CarPlay, however, no mention of Android Auto compatibility. I've always been impressed with the fit and finish of Indian motorcycles. The metallic gray paint on this Pursuit was flawless, and all of the bikes I looked over had beautiful paint. So what's missing from this Indian Pursuit 112? The number one thing on my wish list would be a reverse gear. At 937 pounds, this bike is nearly 100 pounds heavier than my Honda Goldwing, and it feels like it. The bike is big, it's bulky, and it's heavy. Please, Indian, add a reverse. And second, while I love the graphics and the design of the touchscreen, I find touchscreens to be impractical to use while riding. I don't want to take my hands and eyes off the road to navigate through somewhat complex menus. Now, fortunately, Indian does allow you to customize the screen so that the information most relevant to you can be displayed at a glance. That's a good feature. Anyone who plans to do long days in the saddle is going to love this motorcycle. You won't have to spend a ton of money to make this bike comfortable. It's comfortable right out of the box. If you love V-twin motors, this new PowerPlus 112 is hands down the best V-twin I have ever experienced. Indian really did hit it out of the park with this engine. The engine has endless amounts of torque and it comes on smooth. No herky-jerky, jarring throttle response, just smooth, endless power with a great exhaust note. The bike has more tech than any other big touring bike with industry-leading safety features. Now, some riders don't like all of the tech stuff, so Indian allows you to turn off those features if you find them offensive. For long-distance touring, the bike also has tons of storage, with a huge top box that easily swallowed up my backpack and all my camera gear with room to spare. There are 2 cavernous saddlebags which have top open lids so you can access them without having to get off the bike. Now, my advice is if you're in the market for a serious long-distance touring bike, you should go test ride the Indian Pursuit 112. Since over 75% of my viewers own and ride Honda Goldwings, I know people are invariably going to ask me, how does the Indian Pursuit compare to the Honda Goldwing? By comparison to the Pursuit, the Goldwing is more of a big sport touring bike. It's lighter, more nimble, easier to manage at slow speeds, and of course it has the reverse gear, which in my opinion is a must on a heavy bike. That is something the Indian is sadly lacking. Comparing the two power plants is difficult. For a conservative rider like me, both bikes have more than enough power to get the job done. And while the Pursuit has a very nice 6-speed transmission, I've become really spoiled with that Goldwing DCT. The Pursuit 112 has more storage, a more comfortable stock seat, and more safety features like blind spot monitoring, tailgate warning, rear collision warnings. The Pursuit also has lean angle ABS and traction control, something the Goldwing does not have. The Goldwing does have a better warranty, 3 years unlimited miles, while the Indian has only 2 years with unlimited miles. Now, I can't compare the cost of ownership and maintenance. I'm just not that familiar with the Indian. Of course, Honda is known for durability and reliability, a long-standing reputation. It has a massive dealer network, but I haven't really heard any reliability complaints on the Indian motorcycles, and they have a reasonably large dealer network. I think both bikes are beautiful in their own unique way. The Indian retains much of the traditional American V-twin heritage, while the Goldwing is more modern and sleek in appearance. As for sound, it's hard for the Goldwing to compete with the sound of that PowerPlus 112 V-twin. Now, a brand new 2025 Goldwing Tour DCT will set you back about 30 grand. An Indian Pursuit Limited 112 starts out at about 34,500, but it does have more tech. So honestly, there is no clear winner. You just have to test ride both bikes and buy the bike that fits your riding style, your budget, and your overall needs. If I were personally in the market for a V-twin touring bike, the Indian Pursuit Limited 112 would be my first choice. I want to thank Indian for giving me the opportunity to try out this amazing new motorcycle, and who knows, maybe I'll get the opportunity to do a longer-term review of the Pursuit 112 in the future. Now, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. And until my next Cruiseman review, remember to always ride often and ride safe.